This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
Lions fans, looks like the Lions are going to take care of business. The game is still currently going right now, but we all know it's pretty much practice squatters in the game. But what we wanted to see today was a few guys that were on the bubble. We wanted to see some guys show up, and that just didn't happen for a few. So it's going to be an interesting cut day. We got a lot to talk about. Let's dig in. Fans. So first and foremost, man, I just want to give the news of Broderick Martin, man. He went out with a lower leg injury. We don't know if it's an ankle or whatever it may be. He walked out on his own power, which is encouraging, man, because he's worked extremely hard to get back to this point. I don't want to see him miss any type of significant time. Plus, we need him out there. We need the big bodies, right? So all prayers up to him. Hope everything is going well. I don't want to see nothing bad. So the finale, that's another story. All right, so let's just start with the disappointments, right? The O-line, we got to go there first. That was just the biggest disappointment out there. And it's kind of unfair because they were going against some guys that were, so it was a little bit of a mixture of starters and second stringers out there. And, this is our third string. These are the guys that's trying to even make the roster out there. So it's kind of unfair. But it's also unfair to other players like Hendon Hooker, like the receiving group out there, like the running backs, man. You want to see them produce more block out there. You don't want to see a quarterback get sacked that many times. He couldn't even really get through his progressions, man. He did have a couple of possessions where he did hold on to the ball a little bit long. But you got to give him time. At the end of the day, you have to give him time. I don't care who you are as a quarterback. We've seen our starting quarterback have issues when the Detroit Lions decided not to block early in his Lions career. So, and we remember Matthew Stafford, of course, right? So, you got to be able to block, man. You just got to be able, at least try. At least pinch the girl. You know what I'm saying? Try. I'm not going to say they weren't trying, man. It was just bad. It was really, really bad. It was like hike, guys in the backfield. We know what this looks like here in Detroit, right? So, let's just go ahead and get to Hendon Hooker, right? At first, social media was absolutely dragging him. Literally after the first time he took a sack, I already seen a tweet. I already seen one, waste of a third round pick. It was ridiculous. And I expect nothing else, less from this fan base. I really don't. There's a large portion of this fan base that just loves being negative. That's just what they are. Not looking at the situation. It is preseason. You're not running real offenses. You don't have an offensive line in front of you. It's none of those circumstances matter. It didn't matter that from go, the defensive line was in the backfield. That didn't matter, right? Only thing that mattered is Hendon Hooker got sacked and it's his fault. It was, man, it's so frustrating sometimes being on social media, especially Twitter. It is a land of weirdos. I swear it is so. Man, I really, really would appreciate if you guys would give this kid a chance to get his reps, give him an opportunity to get himself settled in these games. Y'all got to realize he's just starting to play NFL football. This is a different speed of game for him. Give him his due, Don't just throw him in the garbage, man. Like, he's not some type of veteran that's been around like Sudfeld. That's why Sudfeld and Hooker get different treatment. Sudfeld's been around. Hooker just got here. So let's stop. Please stop. That's all I'm asking, man. But once he got his feet settled, man, we started running the football, and the offensive line decided to at least half block. Things got going. He was able to use his legs. He was able to complete a couple of passes, even though he did have a couple of passes that were behind a guy, or he did throw one at the ground. But he's entitled to that, right? We not out here looking for perfect quarterback percentages. in the preseason finale. That's just not what it's not what it's about. You know, we know this is a growth process with Hendon Hooker, and it's going to be that whether you like it or not. So, but he looked so amazing at times because that one dimension that he brings, the escapability, the ability to get those first downs, the things that we've saw as Lions fans kill us over and over from opposing quarterbacks, man. We seen him do that to the other team, and it was man, so refreshing. But yeah, once the arm got going, man, I knew the game was over. You know, like I said, we got some points up on the board really fast, and then we took the lead. You know, in the second half, that was it for me. You know, I didn't really need to see any more from Hendon Hooker. I honestly wanted them to get him out a little bit earlier. I didn't want him to risk the chance of getting hurt from having to run for his life. This man literally was fighting for his life.
For my life. Y'all killing me with this.
Like, I mean, it was bad out there. So, yeah, I'm just glad he got away from this game healthy, man. We can go into the regular season. We got, you know, a fairly healthy offense, man. You know, and Hendon can, you know, continue to learn and sit back and soak things up, you know, and get better in practice, man. That's what I'm looking for. So, with that said, we got to talk about the downside. But before we get to the downside, I want to take a quick break and give a shout out to my sponsors over at BetUS.
Michael Vick here at BetUS.com. Get it all. Huge bonuses, great odds, a race book, live in-game betting, and a casino. BetUS, my online sports book and casino.
All right, so there you have it, man. Make sure you guys click the link in the description box. BetUS, 125% bonuses to your first 3 deposits, up to $2,000, man. Click that link, get yourself signed up. You've seen a couple of my shorts. If you haven't, you need to go and check them out, man. The betting is easy. Man, let's win some money, right? So, with that said, Donovan Peoples-Jones. I've been, you know, just giving them chances and fighting for them, and I've done everything I could, you know, but Isaiah Williams, he definitely earned himself a right to be on this roster. At this point, it's like it's almost impossible for you not to have him on this roster as the Detroit Lions. You just have to have it. Now, it's obvious. So, but Donovan Peoples-Jones is just, I mean, so underwhelming, so disappointing. The ball touches your hands. You have to catch that. You got to catch it. It just seems like he doesn't even really want to be out there. Like, is that second alternate career really where he wants to be? I don't know what it is, but it just seems like he's not there. If I had that body, I would be a star in the NFL right now. That's just what it is, bro. If I had that physical gift of speed and size like that and hands, I would be in the league. That's just me. But it just seems like he just doesn't want it bad enough. And that's to his own fault. And I think, you know, after a game like today, I think it's definitely going to be what puts him in the grave as far as making his roster. That's just what it is. It's time for Brad Holmes to go and find a big body receiver elsewhere. You know, we tried with Donovan Peoples-Jones. We gave him more than enough chances. You don't even know where to line up out there. That can't happen. You gotta go ahead and dismiss him at this point. So short, simple, sweet. That's just what it is with Donovan Peoples-Jones, man. But yeah, Isaiah Williams is just beautiful today. You know what I'm saying? Returning kicks, just playing hard, man. Playing hard. Besides that one play, Zaya, you gotta keep running, bro. you can't stop in the middle of no route. You caused your quarterback to throw a interception. You literally just flat out stopped and then tried to start back running. You can't do that, Zay. You got to run, bro. That ball was put in the right spot if you would have kept running. So Golden Tate called it out immediately on TV. Me being a player who, you know, I play receiver, you got to keep running. That's just what you got to do. So, yeah. But other than that, great performance. Absolutely what we thought would happen. Congratulations to you to making the roster. I'm just calling it. That's just what it is. On the opposite side of the football, man, we was able to create some pressure today at times. We kind of got chewed up in the beginning. Up the middle was wide open. The linebacker group just was not there like they needed to be. Patterson was able to run right up the middle on this man, which I absolutely hated because I can't stand Patterson. But that's just what happened. But then we started to, settle down, and we started getting some pressure on the quarterback. We seen James Houston go and get himself a stack. Absolute blur running in there, man. That speed and power, boom, quick hit. And that's what we needed from him. We needed to see him get a sack. I totally do believe that James Houston is going to be on this roster. Nothing in my mind says that he's not, even though you see what's swirling around in the media. But good to see him get a sack out there. Like I said, the linebacker core just didn't show up today. The middle of the field was wide open. I did not like that whatsoever until we made some adjustments. Shout out to Aaron Glenn for that. Made some adjustments, but we still had a few issues out there. One of those issues in our secondary, which is kind of why I said that he was on a bubble, and some people was in the comment section of my last video saying, I don't know why you said he's on a bubble. Well, today was the example. Gilmore was getting cooked. He was getting cooked. You know what I'm saying? Big receiver, just couldn't do nothing with him. Luckily, that sideline saved him on that second one, but just giving up big plays, that can't happen, especially against this competition, because we got to be able to trust you against teams that are actually going to play first and second stringers, right? So you got to be able to make plays in this type of situation. That's just simple point in playing. But on the flip side of that, guys like Brandon Joseph continued to make plays. He was coming up with that hit stick, man, laying the wood today. I mean, it's just been consistent. It's been consistent with him, and that's what we're looking for, consistency in these preseason games. So, man, I'm trying to make sure I don't leave anything out significant. Besides Giovanni Manu, pretty much starting out solid on the left side of that line, because the right side of the line was causing a lot of those problems in the first two quarters. But he started to have some penalty issues, which, out of a young player, especially of his caliber, I mean, it ain't murder, but, you can't do it. That's not what we do at the Detroit Lions. We're not that team to go out and just get unnecessary penalties. That can't happen. Something for him to learn from going forward. Jake Bates, man, been kicking the hell out of the football this preseason, but missed an easy 30-yarder. But it happens. It happens for kickers. It really does. We seen that in practice too at training camp. Where he would just nail, then for an extra point you miss it. Listen, going into the season, I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be absolutely fine. He needs time to sharpen his iron too. So, let's just give him that opportunity, right? He missed a 30-yarder, and I want to throw at least a paper ball at him, being nice. But yeah, we'll see. What happens, man, leading up into those cuts. I'm probably sure some going to be, coming down very, 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 very soon. But, before that day comes, we'll discuss this again. We'll probably come out with another 53-man roster, and then definitely after we'll be reviewing the 53-man roster when the cuts are final. That's going to be absolute fun. So yeah, look forward to that. But with that said, man, it's been a good day. It's a great day outside. Go outside and get yourself some fresh air. I'm getting ready to go work out. Yeah, it's been fun. Also, once again, shout out to my sponsors over at BetUS, man. Those guys are doing an excellent job. I've been definitely doing some winning for me being a novice myself. But again, click the link in the description and make sure you guys check them out. And with that said, I hope you guys have a blessed day. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.